If you simply Google for literary criticism for a book, you are likely to get a really mixed bag of results. You'll see some pretty unreputable results, and occasionally, even when you do stumble across some of the literary criticisms, they are without authors, cut off, and only provide portions of what you need. So I'm going to direct you to 3 really good places where you can find some great literary criticism. Start at the RV homepage and then get into the Cybrary. From here, choose the easy button Pathfinders to narrow your search to just what you need, and then start with 10th grade honors English. So right here I have 3 sources for literary criticism, and I do recommend you access them in this order. First, check the Novels for Students volume for the criticism for your novel. All of your novels are in Novels for Students, complete with at least 2 to 3 critical essays. To search this spreadsheet of all of the volumes of Novels for Students, just simply use the Control plus the F button on your keyboard, Control Find, Control F, and search for your text. I can see that Pride and Prejudice is located in volume number 1. So now I just need to walk over to the shelf where Pride and Prejudice is located, pull volume 1 off the shelf, open volume 1, and flip to P for Pride and Prejudice. All of the entries are organized by the title of the work. Once I'm there, I'll see a variety of information regarding Pride and Prejudice. There's a biography of Jane Austen, there's a discussion of the themes in the novel, some information about the historical context, and when I get to the criticism section, I find 3 separate critical essays. You can tell when one essay switches to another because the author of that critical essay is listed in bold at the beginning. These critical essays in Novels for Students are a wonderful resource, and many of them are not included in the online database, even though it says it includes the information from Novels for Students. This particular volume of Novels for Students has not yet been converted into digital format. So please take a moment to check the print volume of Novels for Students. We will even allow you to make free photocopies of the pages that you find if you need to take that information with you when you leave the library. After you've checked Novels for Students, go back to the Cybrary tab that you have open and check the library catalog. Type in the name of your book. Obviously, this is going to direct me to where the actual novel, Pride and Prejudice, is on the shelf. It's in the fiction section under AUS for Austen, but if you scroll down, you'll see several books about that book. Anything in the 800s tends to be a collection of critical essays about Pride and Prejudice. Because we do a lot of work with literary criticism at Ralston Valley High School, anytime I find a great collection of critical essays, I buy it. Step 3, let's go back to the library tab, and now I want you to search the library databases. Really, the goldmine for literary criticism is in the Literature Resource Center for Criticism. So I'm going to select that link. This database has changed appearance quite a bit since you used it just a few weeks ago. I will have extra library logins on hand if you don't know yours. Once you get into the database, you can enter the title of your work. And with any luck, a variety of full-text criticisms will appear. So right now, I'm going to use some of the filters along the left to make this number 362 a lot more manageable. And the first one I will use is the name of work filter. So Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is mentioned in many literary criticisms, but there are only, of the 300 listed above, there are only 102 that focus primarily on this work. So I will narrow to that area. Now I'm actually down to 75 literary criticisms, which is a lot better. I can further limit my search by the collection that the work appears in, and I can even narrow it down just to critical essays if I'd like to. So maybe I want to start with the 48 critical essays, and if I need to, expand from there. Once you get down to a number that's around 50 or less, hopefully, start scanning the titles for more information. Based on the title, you can see what the focus of the critical essay is. So if you were exploring the themes of Pride and Prejudice in Pride and Prejudice, this critical essay would be a good match. Notice when I scroll past the first 3 literary criticisms, I'm actually switching over to topic and work overviews. Don't get caught in that trap. If you really want to stay in the literary criticisms, use the View All 48 link at the top and stay in those criticisms before you switch over to topic and work overviews. Once you've identified a title that might be a good match, simply click on it to pull up the full text article. One of the nice things about databases are the additional services they offer to us. So you can choose the listen button and have the article read to you. You can read the full text essay. You can email the full text essay to yourself. You can download it to your computer. Obviously, you can print it, and when you are ready to make your works cited pages, notice that the source citation is included for you at the very end. Now, if you are an EasyBib user, let me show you how to easily integrate this into EasyBib. So I'm going to copy this exact location, which is in MLA format, which is what I need. And although it may be tempting to use the database tab, it is really much simpler than that because the literary resources from Gale database already builds a citation for us. So if you're using EasyBib, just go into the All 59 Options tab and choose the other, right? Paste the citation. We're just going to paste it in here. So now all I need to do is paste in that text that I copied from the database and choose Create Citation. Looks lovely. So those are the top 3 sources for literary criticism. This is where we tend to have the best luck. If you need to go outside of these databases, you can check for me for additional help, and you can certainly find some criticism on Google. Just make sure you are searching scholarly criticism. So something like criticism from Cliff Notes is just not going to work. If you have any questions or are having a really hard time finding your literary criticism, please come ask for help during your off block or ICE.